Imagine walking down the street. Someone asks you to name a scientist. Within seconds, one name pops into almost everyone's mind. Albert Einstein. Not Newton, not Tesla, not Darwin, not Marie Curie, just Einstein. But here's the strange part. He didn't invent electricity. He didn't discover gravity. He didn't create the computer. He didn't cure diseases. So why is one scientist remembered by almost everyone, while thousands of equally brilliant scientists remain unknown? Was Einstein simply the smartest man who ever lived? Or is there a much bigger story hiding behind his fame? Today we're uncovering the real reasons why Albert Einstein became the world's most famous scientist. And trust me, the answer has very little to do with IQ alone. Chapter 1: The World Needed a Hero. Timing Changes History. Einstein entered the scientific world at exactly the right moment. The early 1900s were full of unanswered questions. Scientists believed Isaac Newton had already explained almost everything about the universe. Then Einstein arrived, and in 1905, a year now called his miracle year, he published 4 research papers that completely changed physics. One explained light, one explained atoms, one introduced the famous equation, E = mc, and another completely changed our understanding of space and time. Imagine if someone today solved 4 of humanity's biggest mysteries in a single year. The scientific community was shocked. But outside science, almost nobody knew his name. His true fame was still years away. Chapter 2: The Day the World Believed Him, Everything Changed in 1919. Einstein had predicted something unbelievable. He said, "Gravity doesn't simply pull objects. It actually bends space itself." Most people thought this idea sounded impossible. Then came a total solar eclipse. British astronomer Arthur Eddington traveled across the world to photograph stars during the eclipse. When the results came back, they matched Einstein's prediction almost perfectly. The next morning, newspapers exploded with headlines. Revolution in science. Newton's idea is overthrown. Overnight, Einstein became an international celebrity. For the first time in history, a scientist was making front-page news around the world. Chapter 3: His face became a brand. Here's something fascinating. Most scientists are remembered for their discoveries. Einstein became famous for something else too. His personality. Messy white hair, old sweaters, a warm smile, and that legendary photograph where he sticks out his tongue. He didn't look like a serious genius. He looked human. People loved him because he didn't seem obsessed with looking important. He rode bicycles, played the violin, made jokes. He once said imagination is more important than knowledge. Whether people understood relativity or not, they understood him. Slowly, his face became the universal symbol of intelligence itself. Chapter 4: The Mystery of Relativity. Ironically, one reason Einstein became so famous is because very few people actually understood his work. His theory of relativity sounded mysterious. Space bends. Time slows down. Mass becomes energy. The more confusing people found it, the more extraordinary Einstein appeared. There was even a popular joke: only 12 people in the world understand relativity. It wasn't true, but myths like this made Einstein seem almost superhuman. Sometimes the unknown creates even greater fascination than the known. Chapter 5: More than just a scientist. Einstein didn't only speak about science. He spoke about humanity. He opposed war. He warned the world about nuclear weapons after World War II. He stood against racism. He supported civil rights. When Nazi Germany rose to power because Hitler targeted Jewish people, Einstein left Germany and settled in the United States. People no longer saw him as just another physicist. They saw him as a wise voice during one of history's darkest periods. His influence reached far beyond laboratories. He became a global public figure. Chapter 6: Was he really the greatest? Here's the surprising truth. Many scientists believe Isaac Newton changed science just as much, or even more than Einstein. Others argue Charles Darwin transformed biology forever. Marie Curie revolutionized medicine. Nikola Tesla changed technology. So why aren't they as universally recognized? Because fame isn't created by intelligence alone. It comes from a rare combination of groundbreaking ideas, perfect timing, media attention, an unforgettable personality, and a story that captures people's imagination. Einstein happened to have all of them. So, what made Einstein more famous than other scientists? It wasn't just genius. It was the moment he lived in, the revolutionary ideas he introduced, the headlines that spread his name worldwide, the unforgettable face, the mysterious theories, and the courage to speak about humanity when the world needed hope. Perhaps that's why, more than 70 years after his death, millions of people still recognize his face, even if they can't explain a single equation he wrote. Because history doesn't only remember the smartest people, it remembers the people who changed the way humanity sees the world. So here's a question for you. If you had to choose just one scientist who changed humanity the most, would it still be Einstein or someone else? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind the world's greatest people and biggest mysteries, subscribe because the next story might completely change the way you see history.